First is the importance of the examples. That in the chemical field, particularly the medical field, it is very important to show the effect of the claimed invention in example. So for example, there is no prior art. We can claim compound X, but you need to show that in the example, the presence of X, like showing the IR data or NMR data. If there is a prior art X for drugs, still we can claim adhesive comprising X, and you have to show the example X for adhesive. And prior art says X for adhesive and Y for adhesive. Those are known. Still we can claim adhesive comprising X plus Y if you can show unexpected effect of X plus Y. But sometimes we wanted to show the experiment data after the filing date. So I wanted to show two cases. One is the post-filed experimental data is allowed, is reviewed by the court. Another one is not reviewed. First case, this is a P&G case, and claim says sunscreen comprising X plus Y, and disclosure in the specification, surprisingly, it was found that the present composition provides an excellent stability, UV protection, such and such, but there is no example. And the court says, reviewing post-filed experimental result is not permitted for the evaluation of an inventive step, unless there is a special circumstance. This is the special circumstance. And patentee applicant shows the post-file data which shows surprising result. Then the court reviewed the data and said the disclosure is enough to disclose the surprising. So court decided this application is patentable. Another case, court denied. There's two claims. One is drug for treating the diabetes comprising A plus B, but there is no example. And claim 7 says drug for treating diabetes comprising A plus C1. And here is an example. Example shows A plus C2, very similar to A plus C1, and A, B, C, C1, C2 are all known. And court held that for the claim 1, the specification does not disclose any description concerning the effect of A plus B. So claim 1 is invalid. For claim 7, specification does not disclose any descriptions concerning effect A plus C1, but there is an example. But that example, A plus C2, only shows additive effect. So even if the patentee shows synergetic effect based on post-file data, court denied, do not look at that data, and there is no basis for reviewing the post-filed experimental data. That's why claim 1 and 7 are invalid. Another importance, for example, is the reviewing the support requirement. It's very important to show that in example, that effect of the claimed invention can be produced in the entire range, which is, for example, here is an example. We can claim little broader, sometimes more. But if there is inoperable example or unpredictable example, we have to narrow down the scope of the claim. And This inoperable example and unpredictable example is very useful tool for third party. We have the third party observation during the prosecution. The third party can show the experimental data to deny the application. So the timing, anytime, and anybody, Solomon can file the third-party observation, and experiment data also can file, and more than 70% of the third-party observation is used for first office, the office action. So it is very good tool for deny the patent or application. Let me back. Okay. So next is during the prosecution, we have a request for examination system. So you have to request the examination within the 3 years from the application. And sometimes we received for the chemical application 100 or sometimes 150 many claims. But the fee for the request examination is calculated based on the number of the claims. So you have to reduce the number. So my recommendation is over 40 claims. If you have to reduce the number by canceling the unnecessary claim, or you can make multiple dependent claim or multiple dependent claim. Then you can narrow down. Here's accelerated examination, but Mr. Imaura will explain this, so I'm going to skip. But from the prosecutor, I recommend use PPH procedure because it's very cheap. It takes only a couple of hours to make amendment and list of the office action and such. So it's very cheap and good tool. Sorry, but okay. So, okay. Another recommendation is response to final rejection. So, we do not have a RCE and no continuation, no CIP, but we can file appeal and division application. If you file appeal, we have two routes. One is appeal without amendment. Another one is appeal with amendment. If you file appeal without amendment, it takes only 6 months. But you will receive the decision without any contact from the Board of Appeal. So you will surprise, oh. But if you file appeal with amendment, the examiner will examine the case, and if the examiner allows the case, the patent application will be allowed. If the examiner do not allow the case, examiner transfer the case to the Board of Appeal, and Board of Appeal automatically issued the inquiry, interrogation, with examiner's comment. In that case, you can see how examiner thinking. For inquiry, you can file petition, but you cannot file amendment. But still you can file amendment proposal. If Board of Appeal shows that see the proposal and allow to file office action, you can actually file amendment. So I always recommend to file amendment with appeal. That means you can obtain at least one chance to communicate with the Board of Appeal. And another one, last one is division application. You can file a division application at the time of the amendment and within the 30 days from the notice of allowance and 4 months from the final rejection. 3 chances. But remember, division application always, most of the case, cannot file after the appeal. You can file division application with the appeal, not at the same time of appeal. But after that, almost no chance. Of course, if the Board of Appeal file the office action, you can file the division application. But if not, you cannot file division application. So appeal, at the time of appeal, is a last chance to filing the division application. So time is up, so thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks a lot.